Hey, welcome back to another episode of Eternal Observes, Ep.2. We're talking about love today. And as you can see, I'm in the mood for love. I got my pink tea on. I'm feeling good. And I probably won't in a minute when I start running my mouth, but fun, challenge, let's go. I think it's best if we just get into this one. I'm not really adding an intro to this. I just gonna ramble for 10 minutes and hopefully there's something important here you can take from it. This episode is probably just as much for me as it is for you. Maybe I need some closure. Personally, probably not a best idea to do this one first. But I think this could be important. We'll find out. Where do we start? I never believed in love for a while. For a few years, quite a few years. In a way, I just did believe it. I didn't believe it for me. I didn't believe I was able to feel it, because after everything I'd seen with people, relationships, marriages, I never saw perfection. I always saw pain and hurt, and there was good times for people. You could see there was great times, but I won't go into detail. It's not the time right now. I didn't believe it, and that was when I was a teenager, early teenager. Can't really remember, but I got to 16 and then I get into a relationship with someone when they were a bit older, and they got feelings for me. I did not feel that. I was too young. I was not ready. So that just concreted how I felt. So from 16 to 21, I was definitely not emotionally attaching to anything. I was scared. I'd rather detach myself, however you interpret that. But then I met someone. Man, I really fell in love with her, and I never thought I could feel it, like I said, and I did. And it was your classic case of first love. And this ended after 2 years, about 3 months ago. It had kind of been coming for a while. We really hurt each other. Again, I won't go into detail. But it was hard because all I wanted was perfection. It's all I wanted. And sometimes I didn't give that. But we were so strong. And then some events occurred. Some from her, some from me. And you can forgive, but it's so hard to forget. We loved each other so much. And I still have love for her, just in a very different way. Your past makes your present, that makes your future. Everything you've done affects how you are in the moment, and that's going to affect how you see the future, how you live the future. And you think to yourself, if we didn't do these things to each other, would we have been perfect for each other? Would we have been the one for each other? And I think that's what I'd like to kind of maybe end on or focus on here is the one, or that's that person, that one person you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with. And I didn't really know what I believed, and I still am not 100% sure. You can never know about this. This is love. This is a feeling. I don't control this myself. The person I will be hoping to be with, they control this as well. And that's what it's about. That's how I guess I'm coming into this. This is what I learned through that relationship, is that you create the one. Yeah, you can meet someone and instantly maybe fall in love, if that's how you feel, or an instant attraction. You get on, there's just a flow, there's energy between you. But that's not just it, it's beyond that. It's every single choice you individually and collectively make together. Everything you do, you have to work for it. You don't just fall in love and stay in love. It's going to be a journey. You have your own lives, you have each other's lives to look after. It's a roller coaster, and you've got to enjoy it, and sometimes you're not, but you're there for each other. The one knows everything about you. They know your history. They know who you are before they knew you. They should. That gives them a clear picture. I am nothing like who I was 10 years ago. In ways extremely, extremely different, but the core of me was there. And sometimes people need to have an awareness of who you were, to know how you are, who you are today. So communicate to your loved one, whenever, wherever you can. And I always tried to do that. There's one thing I felt like I always had, was that communication with my partner. It's just not enough, unfortunately. You can love someone more than anything. I made my mistakes, though. It doesn't matter how I felt. That couldn't be changed. Probably best to leave it somewhere around here. That was a majority of what I wanted to say. There's plenty more, but I don't want to get into specifics, because I don't want to. This is my story, but there's confidentialities here. I don't want to hurt other people's feelings who I still care about. I suppose I'll leave it on this. Moving on. How do you move on? I was bad. I was bad for a couple months. I'd message, it was one time I knocked on her door. I went over and just knocked on her door. It was not good. I was a mess. I was not good, and I wasn't sleeping, and it doesn't matter. How did I move on? And it's easier for me to say because of the creation of Eternal came at an amazing time. It was fate, and it's kind of felt like fate ever since. I don't really believe in it, but everything I've been going through to this very moment right now feels like fate. So to move on, how do we do it? How do we move on when you feel like you've loved all you can and you don't want to restart, and you've got this comfort and these memories, these photos, and you don't think you want to do it anymore? Solid question. I wish I could just give you an answer right here, right now, like that, Like I said, there's got to be an awareness of you and your relationship, why it failed. Try not to blame, but try to analyse. It was hard to move on. And the thing is, time truly does help you if you give it a few months. And the thing is, I still think about her, but I've realised there's more out there. More for me to try and appreciate, to learn and be better and use my experiences from that relationship and everything beforehand to be better for the next, and hopefully the last. I'm sorry I couldn't give you a straight, easy answer to how to move on. When I started answering it, I realised that was a bigger fish to fry than I realised. You can do it though. I know you can. I did it, and I really thought that was everything. After everything I'd been through in my life, it felt so ironic, the situation I got myself into. I felt like I failed as a person. I felt like everything I stood for, all of my values, had just been ripped away from me, and a lot of that was me ripping it away myself. So that's where I had to learn. Love yourself. And that's going to be the next part. Maybe we'll end that here. We'll end it here. This is part 1. And I wasn't going to start here. But I think maybe this was just as much for me as it is for you, as you could probably tell watching this video. I hope you've taken something away from this video. I want us to learn from this, whatever it is, even if it's not the contents I'm talking about, but how I'm talking, how I'm communicating, whatever it is. How can you learn? How can you learn from what I'm doing? How can you take the pros and the cons of what I'm doing? How am I flawed? make it better. Do it. I'm really going on a tangent right now. I'm no motivational speaker. So I will leave it on that before I keep going. Thank you for watching. This one did mean a lot to me, and I got to it early because it did. So thank you. I will see you soon. Bye.